Alright, we are streaming and we are recording, and I hope to God I have enough memory to record this. So, I'm making a video, and I'm going to try to make it so I can do as minimal editing as I can so I can post this onto YouTube. Because Scott has this video teaching how to put the animations into the program, but nothing about how to actually create a Toontuber. Which is fine because it's one of those things where there's a million different ways to do it. And I've been doing this for like pretty much since October, ever since he came out with his new version, his new tutorial, because that really made all the difference. So before, let me just show some of the costumes. So like I made this one, which with some tinkering around, you can actually do as a command, or in the future a redeem. I'm not there yet. I'll get there. I did this one for Halloween. I'm currently using this one for when I play Helldivers. This is a character I made a few weeks ago just for fun. Oh, okay, worry about that one later. Whoop. But yeah, like I made this one for fun way back. I never finished it. I probably could finish it now way faster than I could before because I've learned a lot over these last few months. And I'm using a program called Toontuber. Now you can use about any program for this. It's just really how much you know about just basic animation. But the advantage of Toonsquid, did I say Toontuber? Toonsquid, is that when you get it down, it really makes all the difference in timing. Because what I'm trying to teach right now is how to do it the most efficient. Yeah, so I want to try to show the easiest setup for, we're just going to make a random character with 3 emotions, and we're going to make it so it works. So that way when you switch between them, okay, I'm tired of this one. Let me go back to mine. There we go. Yeah, so pretty much we're going to make just something brand new. Just going to make a random person. It's just going to have this happy talking with the idle where it blinks. And we're going to make an angry one. Same thing. It's going to blink and it's going to do its set animation and peak. I don't really have right here, but I don't feel like yelling into the microphone. Not this one. And then a sad. I'm just going to do these 3. I'm trying to keep this very simple for the sake of hopefully just being able to post this online. So, let's get into it. Luckily, timestamps are a thing now. I'm going to eventually learn how that works, but I'm going to move some things around. Alright, first thing we desperately need to do is make this into a green screen. We want the background to be a green screen. And you can do whatever size you want. For instance, like Scott's the examples he gives you are very small. I don't know if that's just how he has it, but what I've learned is that you want to prepare where you want your Toontuber to be here and now, because the reason why mine is HD 1080 by 1920 is because I wanted to make it so I could do cartoony things. Like, let's say I wanted an anvil to drop on my head. Well, if my Toontuber if I make it in the middle of if I make my Toontuber this big, right, and I'm streaming it, and it's gonna fall on my head, there's no space, there's no room for that anvil to fall on my head. You don't get to see that fall action happening. Here we go, paste. Yeah, so you want to plan everything now. When very first time I made my Toontuber, I made it in the middle way too big. When I had better ideas, I was immediately like, oh, none of this is gonna work for me. And so pick how you want to do this now. You can make it small so it doesn't take a lot of memory, so it can just be tidy in the corner. I like having it kind of to the extreme. because I have a lot of plans with this that I want to try out. Alright, so layer 1, we're just going to sketch something. We're not going to, let's go back to classic. We're just going to go with something. Let's see here, we're just going to Alright, I'm just going to make, let's see. I'm still trying to get like a precise spot in like myself. I feel like my Toontuber is a little too high up, but to keep it in the ratio I have to redo all of these, which is why I've been learning shortcuts. No, so let's say I don't know. Let's just put some. Let me think. Just what kind of hair do we want for this? Let's just do it. So there we go. Look at that. There we go. All right. So the thing kind of about this is one of the important things are symbols. When it comes to Toonsquid, symbols are like gonna be what makes this 1,000 times easier for switching the emotions without having to redraw everything or even reanimate everything. And so we want to make sure certain things are together and certain things are apart. Like for this example, I'm not going to have the hair swishing. I'm not going to have the ears doing anything. I just want to have a simple face. And let's see here. Now, luckily, like with Toonsquid, you also have independent layers, so if I really wanted to get to the nitty gritty and like make sure I can save these for changing outfits and things later, this is all good. I have to try to remember how nice this is when it comes to, yeah. So I'm just going to start with the head. One thing I've learned is you definitely want to make sure mostly everything is the exact same way you want it to always look. Because when you get down the line, you have more and more symbols and things, and you want to change something really quick, it becomes really overly complicated. When it's just like, I want to change just one thing, but then I have to change 5 other things to get it done. So that's for right now. I'm just starting with the head and the hair. I'm not doing the face yet. It's one of the very important things I learned about doing all of this. Because I used to have it where I had the eyes, the eyebrows, the mouth, everything was all separate symbols. But then when it came to changing the animations, it became really complicated having to change every single thing to make them angry, sad, all that stuff. So I found one way around it. But right now, we have a blank face. Now we're going to do a new layer. Actually, I actually do normally, like always, name all my layers. It's super important. This one's going to be body. We're going to bring down the opacity here, so that way we can make sure we're going to put in the neck, and we just want to make sure it connects behind it. Otherwise, it is going to be very hard to color this in. There we go. We're just gonna. This could be. Whoop. Let's see. We're just gonna make their outfit. This whole thing. Like in mine, I have like a separate body for different clothing. You can plan ahead for that. For now, we're just keeping this nice and simple. And then you gotta connect the lines down here so it fills in. You can't see it. My hands are just two circles below me. Because eventually I want to make it so when I switch like between my emotions, I'll actually bring up my hands, and that way it'll look a lot more active. It's like a one step at a time kind of thing. There we go. And then let's say they've got a, I don't know, kind of, they got red hair. I don't want to do green because of the green screen. Let's just say purple. Let's see. Let's bring the opacity back up. Swap these two over. There we go. Okay, like I said, this is quick. It's not beautiful. It's just to show you how this can work. So I have a head and I have a body. The body, for the most part, isn't going to change. Nothing's going to change with this body. The head, however, is going to change a little bit, which I'll show you in a moment. In fact, that's all I'm going to do for this part. I have the head and I have the body. And then if we go here to the hierarchy, we want to make sure that the head's connected to the body. So that way, if I move the body around, we want the head to move. And then if I want to move the head around, it moves independently on its own. Like I can move this pivot point so that way I can make them like move their head back and forth. But if I move that and the body, everything goes nicely. And there's, depending on how complicated your rig is dependent on how many crazy hierarchies there's going to be. Yes, because right now, not working on symbols yet, I'm going to make a mouth. I learned that mouth is really good to make first, because then you have the whole visualization of the body here. Yeah, we're just I think just because of how this has worked so far, it's easier just to do just the open mouth first, since talking is, you know, one of the first priority things you want to work on. So because there's two, yeah, oops, sorry, do try the mouth. No, that's way off. There we go. Alright, perfect. I'm not even going to color it in. But, so when my character talks, if you notice, my mouth is fully open, half open, closed. And there's 13 frames that make this happen. And I could make this into a symbol to start working on that, but then I would have to copy and paste the head into that symbol in order to see the head, so I can make sure everything's aligned correctly. So to make things easier, we're just gonna pretty much do all of the mouth movements now and then make it into a symbol. So this is where, like, I had to guesstimate what Scott did for his Toontuber. I'm sure I'm really off, so this is just what I've been doing, and this is what's worked for me. 13 frames for the mouth, where I'm gonna want it open, like full open, half open, full open, half open, full open, half open, and then all the way until the end where I'm gonna have the mouth closed, so that way once I stop talking, it looks a little bit smoother. So I'm actually gonna add a drawing. We're gonna onion that, and then we're gonna draw this. And once again, this is something where if you know your deep animation, you can make it so the chin goes down when the jaw goes halfway down. I am not that fancy. I am not that good, but at least I do know I can keep this top line the same, and then this line's gonna go down a little bit. Here we go. So you can already talk. I will. Whoop. That was way too big. Oh, also way too big. Doop. Okay, one thing I hope Toonsquid eventually fixes is the fact that there's no way you can save a size in the corner here. Like, it drives me crazy. There we go. Now you may be thinking, yes, that's it, we're done. No, because what if they're sad or angry? We need a more of a frowny one. So we're just gonna go here, and we're gonna make a new drawing. You don't want to extend any of these. You can technically duplicate if you don't mind, erasing and fixing it up, but it want them to be a little more unhappy. There you go. Way more of a frown. Way more of a frown than that. And then once, we add the eyes and the eyebrows and stuff like that, it'll look much better. Yeah, add drawing. I always these settings. I want to do just the last one so I can kind of copy it, except this one's going to be halfway open. And then add a drawing where the mouth is. You can then happy. You can put a smile. And then we could do a frown. And then you can do whatever you want from there. Here's the basics. So if you want to, we can just expand this just so we can see. So if they talk, yada yada yada. If they're more frowny, yada yada yada, and then smiling, and then sad. Although I don't think the app will let me. Oh, maybe it will. Oh, it did. Nice. Okay, cool. I'll move everything over a little bit. All right. Keep the head at 1. So this time for the head, we're going to duplicate this. We're going to duplicate it a few times. We're just going to do 3. Because like I said, we're only doing 3 motions. Trying to keep this very, very simple. And so then here, this is where I would suggest having another layer. These would be for the eyes. We're just going to make it some ovals. Oh, I don't like that oval. There we go. And then we'll make a new layer. And these will be the brows. Oh, I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm going to duplicate these afterwards. That way it's just minor adjustments. But you can also do here. You can copy paste. This is what I've been learning as I've been going. Like, you don't have to redo everything for a new face. Sometimes you can just copy paste. So I guess what I'm saying is get the first smiley face done now. As long as they're in different layers. If they're not in different layers, then you are giving yourself more work. Alright, so eyebrows, very simple. We're just gonna go something simple. Voila. Maybe make that a little more even. Wow. So this is their happy face. Alright, we're gonna keep that for now. The mouth doesn't matter. That's gonna be its own thing for a reason. So now we're gonna delete. Since I've done this now, I made these layers. We're gonna duplicate. There we go. So this one we can actually clear, because these are gonna be the angry face. So we're just gonna make simple eyebrows, and then here we're gonna clear, and this is gonna be the sad. So we're gonna make sad eyebrows. Trying to make it not match the exact spot where the hair is. There we go. That's just, I like that style where the eyebrows and eyes are like technically you can still see them even if the hair is technically on top. Alright, if you see now, you can see where we're going very slowly. Now we got 3 expressions. If you want to, you can always make one of these blank and make that separate in case you need to make new emotions later, or you could just do what I just did and duplicate everything here. Alright, so now we're just going to double check. The mouth is connected to the head, so I want to make sure that's correct. Now we're going to make these into symbols, and I don't know how to totally explain symbols. It's something I've probably the best and the worst thing about this program. It's the worst when you first start trying to figure out how it works, and when you get it right, it's the best thing in the world. So how a symbol works is that no matter what you do to any of these animations, the symbol will always be like the master drawing. And if you change anything in the master drawing, it's going to change every single animation. So these are 3 animations. Oh, sorry, these are 3 emotions, which is 4 each. So it's going to be 12 total, I think. 12. My brain just did a thing. Yeah, no, I'm not crazy. I'm not too stupid. And so if we want to change like the hairstyle or the outfit, instead of having to completely draw a whole new body and a whole new like sweater or outfit or anything like that on a separate layer, we can just change it in the master file. So we're gonna make these into symbols. What I like to do, just in case something goes wrong, I like to put a group. I like to make a new group, because these are all the original drawings, right? This is how it looked before the symbol. So I like to get all these, put them in a group, and I'm gonna call it the I call it the master file, like, or I call it the OG. That's what I call it, because it's the original drawings that I made for this. Then I'll duplicate that layer, and I'm gonna call this one. We're gonna call it the symbols. Whoops, if I can spell it right. Symbols, there we go. Because now we have 2 folders. This one, we're going to tap it and just click create symbol, the chain link. Create symbol, create symbol. And you can see right here in the library, we have 3 symbols. So I'll show you how that works better out later. But for now, if you look, these are no longer individuals. They are no longer their own layers. Oh, so what happened to this one? We are back. That was the first time I had to pause to fix something. For some reason, the mouth was moving positions even when it changed to a symbol. I don't know why, but these are the things I'm still trying to learn. But I got it fixed, so these are symbols, and the mouth stays right there. Alright, so what we're going to do now is go into these symbols. We're just going to do the head and the mouth. So we're going to go to the head. We're going to edit it, and these, we need to name these faces. We need to set the markers, because this is going to help us with animating. So this is just going to be happy. This one is going to be angry. And this one's just going to be sad. Simple as that. Happy, angry, sad. So now we're going to go to the mouth. This one obviously we got to aim a little bit more. So we're going to set this one. I always just call this one open. I just think of the default one. Like I go open half. And this one I'll call open angry. Or, you know, if that's angry or sad, just frown. Frown probably would have been better, but these are just the habits I formed. I'll say half. open. In fact, I probably should name the other one that. Let's do that now. Oh no, that works. Wait. There we go, this one. Half open. And then this one's going to be A open. Then I'll remember angry open. And this one will be A half open. This is just a thing wherever whatever you need to do to help you remember. And this one is just going to be smile. And then this one's just going to be frown. There we go. I'm hoping I did this all right. So now I can get to the easy part. So I'm going to make 4 folders. And they're each just going to be the basic happy look. So I'm going to duplicate this. This one I'm going to name. I'm just going to name it happy. Simple as that. And happy, the entire folder is going to be a symbol. So now the entire thing is one symbol. It looks messy now, but here it is. So this is what we're going to be mostly on. We're mostly going to be in the library editing these. In fact, I'm going to actually rename this. This is the master symbol. Because from here, for the next 4 animations, this is going to be where they all copy. And so first we're going to duplicate it, and I'm going to name this one. Okay, so this is where to save yourself so much time when it comes to when you're done with this and saving it with the renaming, because they're all specific set. I have all of my faces set to normal. I'm using happy as an example here. So if you in Toontuber you're going to name the folder which this is going to be held in happy, then you have to have it as set happy, talk happy. I have it as normal. So this first one is going to be talk normal. I'm doing this now to save myself some effort. In fact, I mentioned earlier about this green, actually, but this green screen. This is something you do now to save you a world of pain later. Oh, I missed. Oh, I always do that. It always tricks me. There we go. This is the one. Paste. There we go. We're doing this now. And I'll just do it manually here too. Settings, background, and then paste. There we go. There's a good reason why I'm doing this right now for later. Okay, so now this is going to be our talk normal. So this is just going to be a happy, regular talking animation. The first out of 4. And I mentioned I have mine for 13 frames. So obviously we want the head and we want the body in for 13 frames. Now if you see, everything's changing, the mouth movements and the faces. So this is why we put in the markers. So I go to the head, I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to select for markers. And look, there they are, happy, angry, sad. If you don't push this frame button, or what's it called? I can't remember, my brain. If you don't push the keyframe button, it's gonna change all 13 of these to one symbol. So I change it here. You can now see that they're all happy. If I open up the keyframes and if I went to 5 and said angry, now you can see here it's happy, here it's angry. So we don't want that. We just want all of them to be happy. The body we haven't done anything with, so it's going to stay. But what we need to change now is the talking. So now you want to open the keyframes. And what I do is I have 2 opened and 2 half opened. Then we go to open, and we go to half open, and we go to open. In fact, you don't have to do every single one. You could always skip one, like that too. And at the very end, I'm going to end it with a smile. Now, if we play it, here's my character talking. That's how it's going to look when they finish talking and they stop, just like my character's currently doing. So this is where that's it. That's it for talking. If you just want them to talk, like if you don't need like anything else to move. I know when I first started, I was experimenting with the eyes. Like if I wanted the eyes to move to look at the camera. That's something you would set for like that's when you'd want to make another head called happy like look. So there'd be one happy when they're looking out like to the screen, and then happy look to when they're looking at the audience. That's when it's all just messing around. So that's the first one. Like I'm keeping this very simple, and I'm hoping you'll learn a thing. So we're gonna go back to the library, and we're gonna duplicate this again. And we're going to rename it, and this one is going to be the easiest one. This is peaknormal, or if you're naming it their happy emotion, it would be peak happy. Alright, so we're gonna edit. This is the quickest one to edit. This one is just, this is peak is for when your microphone and you're yelling to a certain extent. Your character keeps their mouth open to yell. All I have to do is just go here. I only make it 5 frames. Keep the keyframes closed. Go to mouth. Go to markers and open. Oh, and the faces, of course. Happy. There we go. So now when I yell with this character, the mouth is going to stay open, and you don't need a lot of animation for that. Unless you want something really long to happen, the longer you're yelling, the longer something happens. But simplicity's sake, boom. That one is done. So now we're going to edit, or we're going to duplicate this one, master symbol. And this one, we're going to call setnormal. Now this one is going to work. Oh no. This one, so for set animation, once again, this was me guesstimating based on Scott's videos because they're very fast. I have it for 11. Because this is what's supposed to transition in between the character and their different emotions. It took me a few tries to get it right. What I learned what works best is if the head is ducking down and they pop up. You want their head to spring up, kind of like a Jack in the Box. I had to do some edits earlier, so my whole hierarchy is messed up. So let me fix it. Body, head, mouth. Because what's going to happen is here's a good tip. This is the thing where if you're trying to learn this, here's the good point. So make the spring like pop up. Obviously, it's drawn the way exactly I want the head to be. We're in a normal position. So I'm going to change it, and it's going to, since the set is going to go from one position to another, I'm going to take this first keyframe at position. I'm going to copy it. I'm going to paste it at the end. So now, whatever I do here, no matter how much I drastically move the head around, it's always going to end up where I originally wanted it. This was something that took me a bit to remember. So pretty much from here, I just wanted the head to kind of pop up. And then we can also quickly fix the face. Happy, and do the mouth, which is going to be set. I usually just do a smile because it's changing between the emotions, so I imagine the character's not talking before they when their emotions change. Oh, but see, I only did it at the 11th one, so I have to go back to the first one, then click open, or sorry, smile. There we go. Okay, for this part, I don't have good advice for, because depending on how you make the eyes can change everything about this. I'm still learning this. But obviously for blinking, it looks more natural when the body, or when the Toontuber closes their eyes and then opens them. Right? It just looks more natural that way. So what I do is I'm just going to make a new layer. Since this character is very, very simple, what I'm going to do is that the eyes are going to be shut and then open. So I'm just going to do this. Now this is where like my model, if you look at let me blink, like change emotions or blink. See, I have my whole eyelash going down. And the eyebrows, depending on which one goes with it. And that's where like there's a difference of, do you want it to be a whole separate face symbols for your face to control every individual thing, or do you want it simple so you can do something like this? So there's the first one. There we go. So then this one, drawing, we're just gonna do it halfway. And then the last one, open. So look at that. Oh, in fact, actually, let's do one where it's entirely closed. Well, actually, no, wait, that's not what I want. Or do I? See, that's why I'm already like, I'm thinking way too much about customization. We're just gonna keep this simple. We're just gonna make their eyes disappear. Spooky. Oh. Fix those two spots real quick. There we go. And it's okay to have this only in the set normal, because we're going to duplicate this later for everything else, so then you don't have to worry about these putting this in. We're going to copy it right now because our last part is the idle, and that one is the longest one. And this backing up saved my brain and my life when I was first working on my Toontuber. But yeah, so there's just a quick little open my eyes. Now I'm looking beautiful. All right, back here, master symbol, rename. This is gonna be set. Oh, sorry, not set. We just did set. Idle, normal, and we want all this to be green. Green is good. Green is gonna save you a lot of time. All right, so now idle, normal. Gonna open this up. This is one tedious part I haven't discovered if anyone uses this program enough to know. So idle, I have it for 216 frames. So I think it's about roughly like what I can't even think. It's a few seconds. So for this to work, I have to actually go as far as it'll let me and extend the layers. So I'm just going to do this, go all the way here, extend as far as I can, extend, go as far as I can, extend, go as far as I can. Oh wait, almost there. Ah, so close. Extend. There we go, 216. And then you can, luckily from here, you can just like extend, and then there we go. You got everything for 216. We're gonna paste above. I'm gonna click this to go back. So, oh, this is ever so slightly off. See, that's the thing, I don't know why that happened, because I copied and pasted it from the other one, and none of the coordinates technically changed. Everything's in the exact same position, but for some reason it's like, no, we're going to be over here instead. So worst case scenario, I'm just going to do this again real quick. Okay, I'm going to pause it and get it done, just to keep trying to save time on this recording. Okay, so I fixed that up, so now it's a normal blink. The set one, we wanted the eyes closed and then open. Now this is a regular blink, so we just want the eyes open, closed, and I just have it pop back open. I did it at the 108th frame because that's about halfway through this animation. So I would just copy it, slide over to the end, and paste it. So that way, now, oh, I haven't fixed the other part yet. So now let's fix that real quick. So this one's my idle, so it's going to be a smile, and it's going to be the happy face. And then, yeah, so now if you play it, it's going to give it a few seconds and blink, and then the other half of it, and then by the end of it, it's going to blink. Obviously, it's not going to stop, so it's not going to stop the eldritch horror I'm creating. But yeah, that's it for idle. This is where, like, this is where I used to have my ears twitch a little bit, something I'm going to fix later. But for the most part, we now have the four animations we need for Toontuber. So I could put this in right now, and I can have it set so one of my emotions is just this. In fact, let's do that right now. I'm going to save these, and I'm going to change the character. But before I do that, I'm going to group the normal ones together. I forgot if this is nice and just does it, or I have to... Oh, there we go. Rename. I like to do numbers because I like it when all of the folders are at the very top, because it's going to fix itself. There we go. It makes it a lot easier finding them instead of having to scroll up and down, because if you've got a lot of crazy symbols like I do, you don't want to go up and down trying to find like the emotions. Yeah, so let me go over this now. The reason why we wanted the master symbol to have the green background, so all of these had green backgrounds, is because of this right here. If you export this, it's going to keep all of the frames. Oh, let me make sure. So I save these as an MP4. It's going to already know the frames you want, 216 for idlenormal. The name is already correct. So once this goes into I just save it to my iPad files, and from there I just share it to Google Drive. That way for my PC, all I have to do is unzip it, and everything's named. Everything's done. All I have to do is just drag it to the tuber file, set it up on Sammy, and I'm done. So let me actually get this one set up just to show you how it looks. And I'm back, and voila! Here it is. I got one emotion. Here's the girl. That's what I called her. I'm not gonna teach you how to do the actual setup part. That's what Scott's video's for. But I just named the folder girl, put it in the tuber files, and here it is. So now I'm going to show you what we've done is going to make the other emotions 1,000 times faster. And when you do have your button set up right, you can just go pop. Hey. All right, so. Oh, okay, there we go. So this, oh wait, let me get rid of this now. It's going to bite me in the butt. There we go. So this first folder, I named normal with our 4 set animations. I'm going to duplicate it. This is the last thing I learned about all this, which is why I wanted to make this video. We're going to rename it. And we're going to call it to angry. Tap on it. So, you do have to go through this only slight tedious thing of renaming these. But it's really good in the long run. So this is going to be idle angry. So, now, idle the 260 frames that we had to do. If we go to edit this video, all we have to do now is change the symbols. So we're going to go down to the mouth, and it's going to be frown. We're going to go to the head, and it's going to be angry, and we're done. We now have an angry emotion that's going to blink twice in 216 frames. And then move on. So now, we're going to go to Big Angry and do the same thing. We're going to edit, where it's going to change the mouth to unhappy open. It's funny, it looks more like just tongue sticking out. Angry. Voila. Now I'm going to... Oh. Did I do it in 5 again? I always do that. There we go. Oh. What? Why are you fighting me? Come on. Oh. Wait, did I? I don't remember doing that earlier. Okay, well, now we have it. There we go. Wait, I gotta double check. When did that sneak in there? I must have done something wrong. But if it's not changing for you, check the keyframes. I goofed. There we go. So now that there's only one keyframe, it'll stay angry. There we go. Alright, and that one's done. Set angry. Once again, like the eyes are closed and they open. This is where you can, if you're keeping it simple like this, you can be like the moment they open their eyes, the expression changes. I'm just going to do it from here. Markers, frown. They're all frown except for that one because I goofed. Head, it's going to be angry. Oh, see, that's how I goofed right there because I fixed the other goof. I didn't go back. Fix the other goof. There we go. And then talk. Talk is the only one that actually is going to take another second of effort. Because the mouth. Because the mouth's going to be talking. We have all the keyframes here. So we're just going to go to the timeline. And it's going to be same thing. To open, to half open, 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 half open, half open. Or you could do it this way, and it ends with a frown. So now when they're oh, I missed one. There we go. Half, half, and then frown. And then we're going to go to the face, or the head. We're going to do angry face. And check the keyframes because I've been goofing up. There we go. Angry. There we go. Perfect. All right. Emotion done. That's it. That was all 4 of them. All 4 of these are now ready to go. And now I can put them into I can save them, put them on the Sammy. And since they're all green screened, it's easy to do the green screen filter. And since I didn't move the character at all, it's going to stay in the same place. So I'm not going to add it yet. Let's just do the last one. So I go back to the normal one. You could do a master one too and then go from there. Just how my brain does it. So duplicate. And we're going to go 3. Sad. There we go. Oh, open it up. And then we got to change the names again. Although this is where if you wanted to, you could go into back to the face symbol and maybe add some tears under the eyes. In fact, let's do that. Let's do that just for the sake of showing head. I'm like, wait, I want to add some tears, but I don't want to have to draw on all 4 of the heads for the sad. So we're going to go edit this symbol, because this is the main one. That's why I also like having the green for those, because the white background helps you remember that this is a symbol. You can go to a layer, you can go to something like eyes, and then go to the blue. I think it'll go to something. I don't know why I'm not liking any of these blues. There we go. Maybe make a new layer that goes under the eyes. Paintbrush, and it could be like a D stand. So, since this is under the actual symbol of the head, and it's, oh, I almost just goofed. Look at that. See, this is why. This is under the happy one. I caught myself. So we're just gonna, I don't think you can cut these. So we're just gonna copy, go here, paste above, pretend like that never happened, and voila. Now it's under sad. So now, you go back to the library, and we're going to go back to sad. We're going to edit the first one, same as before. Idle. Timeline. There we go. Markers and frame. Then we're going to go to head. Whoops. Not the body. The head. There we go. We're going to go to sad. Now look. Oh my goodness. The tears are real. And bam, boom. 12 animations. What do I got? I got almost exactly 1 hour. Almost 1 hour of me recording this. And that's not counting the few mess ups I had. Hour 14 of streaming this. So let's just put this all together real quick. So let me pause this. We're right back. Alright, so once you got all those in the Sammy, and you got all your buttons figured out, then all you gotta do is just run it. And then go back to the front of the Sammy thing, and then voila, now you have normal happy, we've got angry, and we've got sad. There you go. Now you have a Toontuber. Now you at least have like 3 basic expressions, and now you have a way to know how to make many, many more motions without having to go through too much of the trouble of animating. And that's what's amazing about this whole thing. It's just like you can grow, you can add to it. There's no limitations to it, and that's why as I'm learning, I can do something like this. Ta-da! And I can go reverse. And that's just the first thing I've done. I've got so many plans, but there's a good idea. It's just their limit is how you can animate. Eventually, I'm going to have hands to actually move around while I'm talking or expressing things. I know this is going to be a complete mess, but as far as I know, there's nothing out there for like a basics tutorial. If you've never used Toonsquid before, I actually like it over Premiere Dreams or whatever it's called. Toonsquid kind of has a more user-friendly UI, I think. But obviously, if I get this together, ask questions. I'm a very small artist. I have time. I have time to answer questions. If it's deeply about Toonsquid stuff, I would try my best. Everything I showed you was like the basis of my knowledge. And if you guys if you guys have any advice, if you guys are like, hey, you could do this or this to make things faster or smoother, 100%, let me hear it out. I'm very much the kind of person who's like, you can do it your way, I'll do it my way. But if you have an easier way, I will gladly hear you out, and I might use it, or hopefully I have something useful for you. Anyways, that's it for this YouTube video. I guess I'm still streaming this too. Um, yeah, I don't know how, I don't know how to end this. Anyway, I hope this helps somebody out in some way. You don't need Toonsquid to do this. It's just how I've done it. It's how I started. I want to move to Moho to start animating more. But for now, I just wanted to get this out there because I wanted to do this a bit ago. So yeah, thank you for watching. I hope you did something, and I hope you make some awesome Toontubers, and I hope you show me on Twitter or on a stream or I don't know, somewhere on the internet. All right, bye.